Our new library system, Destiny, has many great features for students, but there are also some features for teachers that I hope you'll find useful. Our website is myfccs.follettdestiny.com. I will be giving you a username, password, and patron barcode. You are welcome to change your password by clicking the Forgot Password option and resetting it with your barcode. I strongly encourage you to watch the student tutorial videos before viewing this video because the tutorial sections of this video assume you have seen the others. Most of our time will be spent talking about Destiny Collections and how you can use it in your classroom. When you first log in, you see this homepage and this form where you can request books for the library. Please use this form to request teacher materials that you would like for the library. I would like to build some teacher resources, but I want them to be items that would actually be useful to you, and you know what those are better than me. I will do my best to get the materials that you request. Before we head to collections, I want to show you a couple of research options there are. Click Catalog, then Destiny Discover. Now you can do a search for whatever information you're looking for. The Books tab searches our library system for items tagged with your search. I'm going to select a few books as favorite that we'll look at again later. You can also add to a collection from here. The Database tab searches a bunch of free databases we have access to through Destiny, as well as our Britannica subscription, which is connected to Destiny. I'm still trying to find a way to connect Questia. The Collections tab will search public collections, which can include websites, videos, articles, and other educational resources. We will talk about this more in detail in a minute. Try not to press the back button in the website. It tends to mess things up. So I'm going to do the same search again and go to Open Educational Resources. These are resources that are reusable and free to use for the educational community. Searching this way allows you or your students to search most of the school's resources all at one time. Now we're going to check out those favorites by going to the Destiny menu, then Favorites. Favoriting books allows you to basically create a bibliography of citations. You can also choose which format to cite in. On any given book entry, you can also cite from there. From here, we will explore Destiny Collections, which can be a neat tool for you in the classroom. Go to the menu and Collections. There are two types of collections. The first is public. You can see it's divided in our school's public collections, which anyone with a login in our school can see, and the general public collections, which can be created and seen by any school that has Destiny. Students cannot see the general public collections. General public collections can be a way for you to find other educational resources and ideas for your class. We already saw an example of this while doing a little research. If you find a collection you like, you can copy it, then add or delete items to fit your needs. You could also follow a user that makes collections useful to you, so you can easily see when they add more content. Private collections are collections you have made that you can choose who gets to see it. Let's look at how to make one and what you can include. Click the orange button, then you can add a title, description, and set your visibility. Next, select the grades and subjects, and then an image or color, and create. Once the collection is created, you can start adding content. You can add URLs, which has almost limitless potential for information, games, activities, etc. If you have a Google Drive or a OneDrive, you can drop in your own files. Just make sure the file you're trying to include has file sharing enabled on the Google or OneDrive end. Then you can add a note or import another collection. The Appropriate for All Users button is very useful. It defaults to Appropriate for All Users, which allows anyone to view this particular item within your collection. However, if you change it to Instructor Use Only, then students will not have access to that item, but can still access the other items in the collection. Now let's get into some ideas for using these collections. I have already made a Florida history collection that directly lines up with the Florida notebook that 4th grade does. It includes articles, videos, and web pages that have all the information they need. You can see how collections would be useful for creating thematic units and being able to keep all resources in one place. I could also add my lesson plans, quizzes, tests, or worksheets in here and click the For Instructor Use Only so that students cannot see my content, but it's still all together in one place. Once in a collection, I have a few view options, sorting options, and filtering options that make things easier to find. I can also share with people in different ways. First, you can send a link to view or edit, or you can send an invite to view or edit. Sending a link would be useful if you don't necessarily want to make a collection public to the whole school, but you do want a certain class to have this as a resource list. I recommend adding people by invitation if you plan on using the collection as a group project. This way the collection will be added to their account and they can also edit through the website. This is an ideal option for back and forth collaboration. If you click on the three dots, you can edit, attach state standards, copy, or delete your collection. The activity gives you an item-by-item breakdown of what everyone has added or deleted from this collection. This is very useful for group projects where multiple students are accessing the collection because you can see exactly what each person is contributing. The Create PDF feature makes a PDF compilation of all the items in a resource and a QR code to send you to each resource. You could use this for quick reference resources if you don't want the kids using the library website to collaborate and just make copies of the resource list for them. You could have different groups of students preparing resources for different sections of a unit, then share their QR code PDF of their section's resources with the rest of the class. Plus, now that the iPad camera includes a QR code reader automatically, it makes using QR codes much easier. As we finish up, here are the other collections I've already started working on for ideas. I have a collection for book trailers for different areas of the library, a collection for these library tutorials. I already helped one teacher create a collection for their class in world religions, which could be used by students or teachers themselves. I have my own personal want-to-read list of books in our library. The Winter Wonderland collection includes read-along videos, fun activities, and other things to do with the class. This particular collection is geared toward preschool, but I would be willing to create more for a variety of ages and seasons if that is something that would be appreciated. My last two collections are for student book recommendations. I have no doubt you will find many useful applications for your classroom if you decide to use it. Keep in mind, if you give me some time before you need it, I would love to give you a head start on finding resources for you or your students, like I have done with Florida History and World Religions.